Welcome back to part 2 of Just Because You Can Doesn't Mean You Should. It's Monday morning and I'm taking the excavator back to the rental place. I think it was about a 30 or 35 minute drive on Friday. I'm already probably halfway there. Just thought I would give you a follow-up since I haven't really towed with the Peterbilt 6367 Turbo. Figured I would give y'all a little bit of an update on how it towed. So the mods that this truck has, well, we'll just start with, I always start at the air box, work my way through the engine. It's got an S&D cold air intake, goes to a Peterbilt 6367 Turbo and a Steed Speed exhaust manifold, 3rd gen style. I didn't do a 2nd gen swap. 3rd gen style Steed Speed manifold, stock intercooler, Sinister intake horn, and a billet aluminum intake plate. Fuel wise, and it's got a grid heater delete. That's really going to make that much of a difference, but it's there. Fuel wise, it has a fast 100 with a bean sump on it, and then it's got a fuel filter delete since it has the fast. That's not really going to make any difference, but just figured I'd tell you. It also has a rebuilt stock CP3 from Dynamite Diesel. If you need anything fuel related, just call Dynamite Diesel Products out in Idaho. They are some top-notch guys that really care about quality and just, aces. They're not the cheapest, but I'm going to be honest with you, when it comes to your fuel system, you don't want the cheapest because you'll cry now when you buy it, but you won't be doing it again later on. I made the mistake of buying some Diesel Logics when I had the engine rebuilt, and I melted a piston, and then not long after that I was getting a whole new set of injectors. I one-holed it when it melted the piston, and then after that the injectors just went down, and then I sent them to Dynamite to get tested, and the results that I got back were not good. I paid less than, I think I paid like $1,600 or $1,800 for the injectors from Diesel Logic, and the report I got back from Dynamite was just basically just poor manufacturing quality. So don't do it. Get some Dynamite Diesel, flux, something that's over $2,000, and you'll be good to go. Continuing on, the engine's been rebuilt, Lord 20 over. It's got a ball head gasket, ARP head studs, and it has fire pump tunes with HB tuners on it. This is on street. I believe my boost pressures, I got 3 tones, and I believe my boost pressures are roughly 51 on hot, 40 something on street, and then I think it 45 on street, and then it's 40 on tow, something like that. But really impressed with it. A lot of the times I forget just how much of a beast this truck is. I'm running nearly 70 miles an hour down the highway. Didn't even realize it. I'm climbing a grade right now and not losing any speed. I estimate, the truck has Dynamite Diesel 30 over injectors. I didn't say that. But I estimate the engine on I think the engine's rated for 325 stock horsepower, and then with the mods that I have, I estimate I'm close around the 500 horsepower ballpark for the engine. It's not rear wheel, but that's roughly engine horsepower. It's just an absolute beast. These trucks are incredible. This is an 04.5 EV50 600 6-speed with a manual transfer case behind it and 373 gears, and it just doesn't stop. I mean, I've replaced the transfer case in it, and I replaced the transmission in it because the previous owner when I first got the truck back in 2018, the previous owner had a transmission rebuild on it. When I bought it, the rear main on the engine was leaking. And I didn't realize the input shaft on the transmission was leaking. The two oils were mixing. And I didn't realize that I was losing transmission fluid until it welded up the gears one day. So that sucked. Had to get a transmission for it. But they don't quit. Like I said, I'm running nearly 70 miles an hour and it doesn't care. And I'm in sixth gear. This is overdrive gear. It's the gear ratio in it is 0.73. So not the greatest thing to do to tow in overdrive when you're towing this much, but it's not struggling at all. Clutch wise, I have a South Bend dual disc. It's rated for 600 horsepower, I believe, 600, 650, somewhere around in there. Like over 1,000 pounds of torque. Never had any problems out of the South Bend. I had a South Bend single. I mentioned in the last video that I had pulled 19,000 pounds before, and that was I pulled it once with my single disc. Because when I had the transmission replaced, I went back to the South Bend single disc, and South Bend told me not to do the dual disc. Sorry. Last night was super cold night, so I was up late. They told me not to go with the dual disc unless I had mods on it, something to give it more power because it was going to decrease my drive quality. So I went with a single disc, and it did alright, did the job. And I towed a 19,000 pound case excavator, the CX80C, with the single disc, and didn't really have any problems out of it. And I didn't like it, and it hopped the clutch a couple of times, but some of it I contribute to rear end hop and not clutch hop. So South Bend, great product. I don't have any complaints about them. Other people have complaints about them, but there's people that don't have any complaints about diesel logic injectors, and I do. So it just really depends on what you have and who you are. The clutch that's in it now, like I said, is a dual disc. The reason I upgraded when I had the engine rebuilt because I started putting power mods on it, and the single disc has the whole power that I was going to try to put to it. So that's why we went ahead and put the dual disc on it, because it can handle the power that we throw at it. And I had the South Bend upgraded hydraulics kit on it too. Not really performance wise, but it does have a fluid damper, harmonic balancer on it. And I really think that's about it for engine mods. Really doesn't have any other engine mods on it. But I figured I would give y'all a little bit of an update and tell you how it tows. I didn't really have any problems on the way home. There's another clip that I've put together. I haven't uploaded any of my videos yet, so I'm going to have to upload them at the same time, so I don't have a time for it yet, but it's probably going to be something like 3rd gen Cummins, towing steep grade with Taterbilt turbo or something like that. We have a grade not far from my house. You come up to a stop where it tees in to the highway, and the highway where the road tees in is right in a really low spot, and the highway has this really steep grade going up towards my house. And I mean, it's probably, no lie, it's probably a good 30-degree grade. It's steep. And it towed. I mean, I didn't try to pick up much speed on the hill, but the power was there. The power was definitely there. So it's a little bit better balanced today. I put it a little bit farther back on the trailer. I put it as far back as I could, still get my ramps up, and it's not as rough. It's still pretty rough, but I'm about to pull in here in a minute, so I would give y'all an update and let y'all see. That's, I guess, about the 10 minutes the opposite direction from the first video, because this one's about 10 minutes long and the first one was 10 minutes long from when I left the parking lot. So anyway, I'm impressed. Like my turbo. It sounds good. It feels good. It doesn't have any lack for spooling or anything like that. It just I called Fire Pump Diesel when I went to buy it. I called Fire Pump and I was like, yeah, I'm looking at the data belt 67, 67, and he was like, for as much towing as you do, that's pretty big. You need to go down to like a 63, 67. So that's what I did, and I'm happy with it. I like my choice. It sounds good, and like I said, it's got a good feel and it doesn't lack for power. So I'm pulling up in the yard now, and hope y'all enjoyed just because you